Hi, I'm Tim Carpenter, and I'll be leading a two-part webinar on the implementation of an electronic health record system. Now, during the webinar, I'll be reviewing with you what I've found to be key elements for project success. And one that I want to talk a bit about now is leadership. Now, clear and strong leadership is essential. Without it, many projects fail to meet their full potential. So there are two components of leadership I really want to talk with you about now. One is the steering committee, and the other is a project champion. Now, a strong steering committee is composed of the primary stakeholders for your project. This often includes the finance department. You'd have a CFO, controller, or a senior accounting manager involved. Program operations, program clinical services, oftentimes a clinical supervisor or clinical director. Quality assurance also needs to be represented as part of the steering committee. Now, this may be part of your clinical team, but if not, you've got to make sure you've got someone from QA on the team as well. Information technology. Your IT department needs to be on the team as well, but I do want to stress that they should not be leading the project, but they're on the steering committee as a resource for the technical, the obvious technical aspects of the implementation. The project manager is on the steering committee as well, but as a facilitator. They're not there as one of the decision makers. And then also the project champion. And I'll come back to that role in just a minute. Now, the steering committee has some primary responsibilities. As a team, they really set priorities for the project. What's going to be done and in what order? The scope for the project. They're going to make some decisions about what's in scope and out of scope. For example, you may decide that in scope is certainly electronic billing, but out of scope you're going to stay away from any data conversion. So clear definition of in and out of scope items. And the project approach. Are you going to phase your implementation by department, or will you phase it by functional areas of the software? For example, implement electronic billing now, and then 60 to 90 days later roll out the implementation of the electronic case management tools. So the steering committee really sets those project priorities, scope, and approach. As individuals, the steering committee also has a responsibility to communicate with their teams, with their departments about what's going on, what the plans are, but also bring feedback from the department back to the steering committee to help provide overall guidance to the project and make sure that needs across all areas of the organization are going to be met with your implementation. Then we have the project champion. The champion I really see as the evangelist for the project. The champion's role is to advocate and promote the benefits of the project for the organization. And they'll work together with their peers, building support and buy-in across the organization and at all levels. So we'll be talking a lot more about leadership and other project success factors in the webinar, and I hope you can join me.